Hello, my name is Evadne. I'm 27 years old. I was born in Portland, America, and I still live here today. Before I begin my story, I kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to hear the stories I share in the future. My life used to be very simple and happy. My husband's name was Alaric. He worked for a large construction company to provide for us. His main job was assembling steel structures. The work was very dangerous. Heights, heavy materials, the constant sound of machines and cranes. But Alaric loved his job. He worked tirelessly every day to protect and care for his family. And then one day, everything changed. I still remember his last phone call that morning as he left for work. "Don't worry, I won't be long. I'll be home by lunch." I just smiled and hung up the phone. But in the middle of the day, I received a call from the company. A trembling voice on the other end said, "There's been an accident." This is how it happened. They were installing a massive steel beam. The crane operator got distracted, and there was a technical failure in the equipment. The beam hung loose for a moment, then suddenly slipped and came crashing down. At that exact moment, Alaric stepped forward to help a coworker who had frozen in fear. He wasn't thinking about saving himself. He just wanted to save someone else. He managed to push the young man out of the way, but in doing so, he was caught beneath the beam himself. It all happened in a matter of seconds. By the time I reached the hospital, it was already too late. The doctors told me there was nothing they could do. My whole world collapsed in that moment. It felt as though every light in my home had gone out at once. My strong mountain, the man who carried us through life, was suddenly gone. We had a child together. His name is Lucien. He was still so little, barely old enough to remember his father. At night, he would cry out, calling for Daddy, but no answer came. I tried to stay strong for him, hiding my tears, but inside I broke a little more each day. As time passed, things grew harder. We were living in a rented apartment. At first, our landlord was patient. I was searching for work, but with a small child, it wasn't easy to find anything stable. The bills piled up. The landlord's patience wore thin. One day, he came and said coldly, "If you don't pay this week, you'll have to leave." But all I had in my pocket was just a few dollars. Eventually, the day came. He knocked on the door and told us to get out. I hurriedly packed what little we had into bags. I held Lucien in my arms as he shivered. And as if the heavens themselves wanted to test us, the sky darkened, thunder rolled, and heavy rain poured down. We were standing in the middle of the street, soaked, desperate, and invisible. People passed by, glancing for a moment, but no one stopped. I felt like I didn't exist. Then, from the distance, I saw the headlights of a black luxury car approaching. It slowed and stopped right in front of us. From the back seat, a man was watching. His eyes weren't cold, but they carried a strange depth, as though he could see more than just our wet clothes and tired faces. He didn't rush. For a few seconds, he simply looked at us. And then the door opened. His name, I would later learn, was Caius. He walked quietly toward us and handed me a clean towel. Then, seeing Lucien trembling, he pulled a small thermos from his pocket and poured warm milk. I couldn't hold back my tears. At that moment, it was the greatest gift anyone could have given us. Caius spoke gently. "You can't stay here." Get in the car, I hesitated. Trusting a stranger is never easy. But when I looked at Lucien, shivering in the rain, I knew I had no choice. We got into the car. Inside it was warm, and the sound of the rain on the roof felt like a soft rhythm, calming my heart. For the first time in so long, I felt safe. In the days that followed, Caius put us up in a hotel room. He even helped me find work. Soon, I started cleaning houses. It was exhausting, but every smile from Lucien made the effort worth it. Caius never once reminded us of what he had done. He never made us feel like we owed him. He simply helped, quietly and sincerely. Now, every time it rains, I remember that day. A woman and her small child were left shivering on the street, but a stranger stopped and changed their lives forever. I learned something that day. Sometimes life drags you into the darkest corners, but then, without warning, a door opens. For me, that door appeared in the form of a stranger standing in the rain. It isn't always money or power that saves a person. Sometimes it's the smallest act of kindness, a look, a hand, a gesture. That day, Caius's humanity brought light into my darkest night. If this story touched your heart, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because perhaps the next story will give you